Welcome, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for Scarf and Friends Adventures. And today we're going to play Overwatch with Jaggerous.
Yay! Is that excited enough?
Yes. Just really quick, first thing up is gotta be just looking at the hero gallery because you have not played Overwatch in a while.
No.
Any legendary skins you really wish you could get? Like, let's see, what are they?
I'm not really fussed. Like, I feel like with Overwatch's business model, it's like, I don't even know what a Narissa is at this point, so it's like, I haven't looked at any of this. I love me some Mercy. I feel like I'm like the stereotypical girl. It's like, oh, Mercy, she's so great. But like, she's just generally great. But I already have a bunch of skins for her. And I love me some May. And the May bee skin.
Yes.
Oh, man. We gotta just appreciate it in all its beekeeper glory.
It's called Beekeeper. I swear I can't believe they didn't just go with Maybe. I'm surprised with that. But yeah, she's a beekeeper, and I wish, instead of her icing people, it was just bees, and you just frozen in fear of bees or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just shoot bees at everyone. It'll be fine.
It would be glorious. That's definitely my favorite one. Has got to be the bee skin. And there's some other good ones. But Arisa, if you actually get a chance to play her, she's kind of a funny machine because she's a very innocent machine because she just got made.
I just got made. I want to see some Arisa cosplay. I feel like that would be pretty interesting.
That would be impressive. I know I've seen
You'd have to have like this thing hanging off your butt, basically.
Mm-hmm. I've
she's got the 4 legs.
With Centaur cosplayers, they do that.
Yeah.
If you can get moving parts,
it could probably work.
Like if the parts move with you, that'd be so awesome. Okay, so the most important question to talk about first has got to be quick play. Has got to be this: Magikarp Jump.
Magic. Oh my god! I thought you said Magic Jump for a second. I was like, what the hell is he? Magikarp Jump has taken over my life.
It has mine too. I'm at Luxury League now.
I think the last one is Luxury League the last one. I'm really annoyed. I've only found 1 golden Magikarp in however many Magikarp that I've had.
I'm at 2 and I got a couple pink.
Yeah, no, I've had like 4 pink and like I'm just can't find golden ones. I don't know. I think like it's become too much of a problem. I think I'm getting to the saturation point now.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Luckily,
that's good. I didn't spend any money, so that's also good.
Okay. I put like $1 and I'm like, alright, at least do that, since I've enjoyed it so much. But like, according to my friend Jinx, when you beat the final league, there's just like, wait for the update.
Oh really? Is that it? Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I should just finish it then.
Because if you keep leveling, then you're just going to destroy the next league, of course, so it's like, wait for the update.
So for those of you who don't know, Magikarp Jump is a terrible phone game in which you like have Magikarp and then like you have a Magikarp and you train it and it can go up to a fixed level, and then the next generation it's going to be a bit stronger. Basically, you have generations of Magikarp, and then you train them so that you can shout at them to jump. Like basically, it flails and goes really high in the air. And if your Magikarp jumps higher than everyone else's Magikarp, then you win. And that's about it.
Yep, it's like a cookie clicker time waster.
Yeah, pretty much. The funny thing is, though, there are certain ways that your Magikarp can die. And I didn't realize this, and I was like, right, what am I going to name this Magikarp? And I was like, I know, I'll name it after Jaggerman. So Jaggerman is my boyfriend. We've been together for like 4 years. And I was like, this one can be called him. And then, like, I was like, okay, off we go. And then it died. Like, literally, that was the first time I'd experienced Magikarp death. And I was like, oh, here's Aaron. He can jump. And he jumped really far in the air, and a Pidgeotto ate him. Like, I'm not even lying. That's basically how it went down. You just got freaking ate by a Pidgeotto, and I was like, this game is horrific. Gotta play some more.
Brutal. It is so brutal when they die. Like, the Voltorb just goes off camera and it blew up. It blew up?
I know, it's horrific. It's scarring. Don't let your children play it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Did you
all my time.
Did you hear the Magikarp song?
Oh, it links. Yeah, there's a TV. I haven't actually watched it because every time I link it, I'm like, but this isn't the Magikarp game. I want to play the Magikarp game. So there's a link to this YouTube video of a Magikarp song, and every time I click it, I'm like, no, but I don't want to watch this video. I want to play the game. So then I haven't watched it yet.
It's cute. Just a Magikarp song that believes in Magikarp. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I mean, I really like Magikarp because Gyarados is freaking OP. Like, let's be reasonable here.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, you can make Gyarados happen.
Oh, I've done that.
I have not done it yet. I'm like, what?
You gotta figure it out. I can't tell you. That's spoilers. You can't spoil the game.
Yeah,
the highly complex phone game that everyone's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I keep people being like, "Oh, what are you playing?" And I'm like, "I'm playing Magikarp. Magikarp Jump. Don't play it, it's terrible. Like, it's legitimately, there's nothing good about the game. I don't know why I keep playing it.
It's
like, mostly it's just tapping, and you have to tap through so many screens.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so stressful.
I agree it's not great. It's because it's the power of Pokemon. It really is.
I think that actually is. It's just like, everyone loves some Pokemon, so that is what it is. But like, I've kind of continued my lineage of Jaggerman. I think I'm on like Jaggerman 42 at this point.
Oh,
some of them make it, some of them don't. What is going on? Oh, I got sniped.
Ooh. Like
right over your shield. I'm gonna watch this. It's gonna be quite impressive.
Wow. They're going mass sniper and everything. They got. Oh, hey, okay. Well, that's just happened. I'm dead.
You get snipes?
No, I got a. Oh man. Okay, apparently Winston's the answer.
Hurt. Yeah, Jesus. I'm.
They've got a very
nice
squishy team.
Okay, well, I need to go heal someone. But you see someone and it says critical, and then they die, and then I'm gonna get tracered.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh,
I got sniped again. This is terrible.
They're going 2 snipers. They're going very, very squishy. Like, if we can just get there.
If we can get to the point,
really hard.
We're all dead, so that's gonna be really hard.
Yeah. There's just so many of them to get through. I'm dead.
Right, onwards.
There's just so many of them. Gotta get there and then deal with it.
Yeah, that's the hard part, and I think we're all like kind of staggered. I can't believe they're complaining that they had 2 snipers and we're getting bullied. I wasn't gonna switch. Oh my god, Lucy, I'm gonna get sniped again.
Yeah. Okay. So if they're just gonna go, they can't be all snipers for this last point. They could try to be, but
the last point doesn't work that well with snipers. It's okay. We only got to defend for 8 minutes.
Whoa. And Hanzo. Okay, how's it going? Alright, well, being Winston, that's basically what I'm doing here.
I mean, that's all you have to do against snipers. Oh, up there on the right.
Yep.
Here.
Got her. Yep.
Nice.
This is what happens when you're Winston. Watching a widow kill herself.
There's one behind you. Turn around, I'm like literally above you.
Okay. Well, I got hacked. Whoop.
You're good. Oh, I'm not good.
Oh, no.
I'm not good. Whoop.
What was it? Oh, that's what's hitting you.
Oh, he tried to push me off the edge, you cheeky git.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna try to do.
Rude.
Wow, they just don't want to die. Sheesh. Alright, they're so squishy, though.
Oh, I have to leave. Oh, I'm so dead. They're not even going, like, towards the objective. They're just trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Which is, you know...
Their team is extremely squishy, so I don't really know.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah, Magikarp Jump. That's all you can say about that. They just announced, was it the Poken and... dragons.
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yeah. I'm a monkey. Really?
I can res.
Really angry monkey. And a dead angry monkey. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Ah, I died right after.
I'm gonna hide in this corner with Arissa, where it's totally safe. It wasn't safe.
Wow.
I think I res slightly too soon, but if I didn't, I was gonna die, and we were gonna get anyone.
Well, we're getting overwhelmed with a lot of damage, but I'm just surprised our team is not able to deal with this. Hello.
I think the team hasn't been switching to people who are good against snipers.
That's a big problem, yeah. I'm dead.
I can't get back on the point, I'll just die. I just get straight sniped. It's this bird person who's just killing this guy.
It's a really good sniper. It's a really good Widowmaker. Apparently I should just be going for her.
Yeah, you should. The thing is, like, I don't think anyone else is. I'm just trying to pocket heal you at the moment.
Taking
you're the one who's disrupt.
Like, the problem is just trying to hold the point. But if you want to deal with a bunch of snipers, Reaper is the answer to that? No. Reaper? Wow. Well, we're not done yet, but holy crap. There, now we're done. So...
Hey, it's done. Let's talk about something else.
This is why quick play is quick play. That was just sad. That was just sad. Okay, so... Yeah, of course, Bird. Let's talk about how much Bird sucks. No, they did really good right here. This is just a bunch of free shots.
The thing is, no one was dealing with her.
Yeah.
Although I feel like those reflexes are just disgusting.
The problem was a team that doesn't build against something is gonna lose, and that's why we lost.
Yeah, and I couldn't switch out because I was playing a healer.
They're getting rid of rate match, and that's a 1. I'll give that a 1 star. That game.
They're getting rid of what?
They're getting rid of the ability to rate the matches, because what they found was people who win really like the match. People who lose really hate the match.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't even ever rate the match, but I feel like that's going to be the case in any game. It's like if you have if you win, you're probably feeling like, yeah, this was a great match. And if you get stomped, you're probably thinking like, this was a terrible match. So I'm not really surprised by that.
I only rate stomps as 1, and then just close matches as 3, because like that actually means what it's supposed to be. It was actually a good match or not.
Exactly. But then there's also, what were you saying, Poken. Yeah, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But I don't know how Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are meant to be different.
My understanding is, I don't really know. I think it's still rumor mill.
Yeah,
they showed
pretty
that
much.
There's like a masked version of the Sun and Moon Pokemons, and some people are just really disappointed that this is what's coming up next. And it's just a lot of rumor right now.
I know a lot of people are unhappy with Sun and Moon because it was like different, and then some people felt like it held your hand too much, basically.
And for me, I'm like, you can just ignore all the hand holding.
Yeah, that's true. And like, you don't necessarily have to, like, I don't know. If this one is a different game, I think like that's interesting. But if it's just a remake, I don't understand why they're like remaking or updating now.
Yeah.
But maybe it's meant to have a whole different story or something. It's just maybe in the same region, you know, like Black and White 2. But then why didn't they call it Sun 2 and Moon 2?
I think maybe because Ultra sounds cool. I'm not sure. Like, if they're Street Fightering this, holy crap, because it just came out last year.
That's true. Because then we can have Ultra LostScarf. Ultra Jaggerous. See, we sound so cool now.
We do. We'll get all that 8-year-old money. This is the thing I like about Nintendo is they give you a lot of accessibility. You can make it easy as you want or make it as hard as you want. That's really what they do. And so people complain Pokemon's easy. You could just not use the things they gave you. If you really want to make that complaint.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Like the EXP share and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And like ultimately, it was a game that was originally designed for children. So
yeah,
I feel like you can't expect too much from it. I'm not really interested in what's the other one?
Poken?
I'm not really interested in Poken. Yeah, but I'm just not into fighting games.
It's a bit of a different fighting game because it's a simplified fighting game, but it's still got some combos and some complexity to it. But it's pretty fun as a just mess around party kind of game. What I like is that they're making it. I don't remember 3v3 being in
regular Poken. Yeah, there's got 3v3 mode. I don't even know how that's gonna work.
I guess you just switch off the controllers really fast. That's pretty much it.
Just trade in and out. Yeah, because I can't imagine it being like, you know, 3v3 all at the same time.
Yeah,
that would make a lot of sense to me.
It'll be tag or they just fight in that order.
Yeah, I get you. Okay.
What I find interesting is the commercials for the Pokemon games. They go very much for like some sort of like family, like they're
it's
trying to
weird.
picture
It's all like they're all like alive basically. That's not like alive, but it's like it's all live action is what I mean. They're all alive, but like they don't actually typically show that much gameplay. It's like I watched the commercial on the Nintendo Direct and it was like, and here's this guy and he's traveling to see his brother, and on his way he meets loads of people and they play Pokken together on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
and
they're like, hey, you can just have a lot of adventures and meet people and be very social. Go outside, kids. And Pokemon really wants you to go outside. Really wants you to go outside.
Probably group up, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not paying attention.
Oh, I got hacked.
Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good.
But I can heal.
But oh yeah, I can't blow myself up anymore. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Not me. Woo! Oh, they got a Widowmaker. They have all the things. Is the problem. Don't blew that one. Oh, dragon. Whoop!
Oh, I'm dead again.
So dead. Yeah, I'm dead.
I might switch to Winston. Thank you, some Winston. But what else are we going to talk about today? Because we're going to get sidetracked by Overwatch if we're not too careful.
We're going to get sidetracked. Oh, okay, so Pock and all that. Let's talk about the run then. So you did a 10K? Or was it a 5K? 10K.
10K. So that's like 7, just under 7 miles, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran a 10K at the end of May. It was pretty good. I started running at the start of November, so it's just been just a little over 6 months, basically. And yeah, like I'm really kind of pleased with my progress. Like I was one of these people who'd never run before, never really done that. So then learning to run is that's hacked. I'm not going to pick that up. But yeah, learning to run from basically never having run before is like there's a program called Couch to 5K, and it starts you off with like you got to walk for like 10 seconds and then run. Well, no, it's not. It's like run for like a minute and then walk for like 2 minutes and then run for a minute and then walk for 2 minutes, and that's kind of how it starts off. So you're not just like running from the get-go. And when they say run, they mean like slow jog. But it builds it up until eventually you should be able to slow jog for 30 seconds, basically. Not 30 seconds, 30 minutes. 30%. So I did that, and I finished that in like January, and I was like, okay, that's done. And then I kind of didn't run for like a few weeks, because I kind of was like, I didn't have any motivation. And I was like, well, why don't I sign up for like an official race, because that maybe that'll motivate me to do more. So I signed up for this 10K in May, and basically started running regularly 3 times a week, like twice maybe only for like half an hour, and then slowly building up the time and doing at least one longer run every week. Yeah, and so now here I am, basically able to run for quite some time. Is what we would say, quite some time. Where is the sniper so I can kill it? Oh, I'm gonna die.
Everywhere, because there's 2 of them.
Everywhere is death.
Ah, geez, Hanzo. Yeah, get caught by that. Well, this person knows how to play sniper.
Oh, I can't find them.
They're all over.
I'm on Winston, but I can't really get. No, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I basically did that, and it was kind of like I thought it was really good because it kind of took me from not running at all to being able to run 10K, and now I'm like tempted to sign up for a half marathon, which is like 13 miles or 21 kilometers, so it's about twice as far.
Jesus.
But yeah, that's something I'm like really tempted to try and do basically, and you know make some progress. I think that would be really, really good for me as like a new thing to do. So that's what I'm hoping. Maybe in September or so that we'll do something like that.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's kind of the goal. And yeah, I kind of realized that there's this program, like literally anyone can do it. Like I was a lazy shit. Like, I mean, with my YouTube and all that, my job and that, I don't really like stand up. It's a desk job. So like I don't really walk around. I work from home, so I don't walk to work or anything. Like, and I felt like, you know, I can't just spend my life hanging around doing nothing and not really being healthy at all, just kind of sitting. So I figured, you know what, why don't I try out this program? And you know, if it sucks, it sucks. But a lot of people say it's really good. I have a friend who did it, and it does suck. You know, the first like 3-4 weeks, it's horrible. You're like, why am I doing this to my body? Running makes you feel like death. You feel like you're like constantly disgusting and like trying to breathe and sweating, and it's like, you know, basic physical exertion, and it does suck. I'll say that wholeheartedly. But if you stick with it, then now it's like I feel like when I run, running feels easy. Like I feel like I could run for ages, and like, you know, I don't feel so horrible. I feel like my breathing's good, and I've seen so much improvement, and the kind of level of improvement that I've managed to see is then really encouraging me to do more. And I'm really happy I made this change.
Yay!
And I think other people should too. And like, there's a subreddit for it, /r/C25K. So the letters C and the numbers 2 and 5, the letter K. And on that, people post like selfies after they do each run, because basically each week there's like 3 different runs, or 3 runs, and you go through the program and you do what they say. And it only takes between 20 and 30 minutes, depending on how far you are in the program. And effectively, once you're kind of, after you do each run, people are posting selfies, and they're like, I've done, you know, week 1, day 1. And that'll be their selfie, and everyone like cheers each other on, because like everyone's trying to do the same program, so like everyone knows the struggle. So it's a really good way to find motivation, I think, because then you have like other people that you can at least feel accountable to.
That's really good.
And I think like that's one of the things people struggle with the most when they try and make lifestyle changes, is like sticking with it and like accountability. And Couch to 5K is not too bad, because like you're only meant to run like 3 times a week. So like on the other days I just wasn't running. I was still a lazy shit on those days, you know? So you only have to run like 3 times a week. And then on top of that, it starts quite, you know, slowly. Like I say, it was only something like 60 seconds of running and then 2 minutes of walking, and you repeat that like 8 times or something. So it starts off really slowly, which means like when you first get started, like, you know, there's lots of regular breaks. You're not just running continuously, but by the end of it, you can run continuously for like half an hour. So then you kind of realize that the progress that you make, and that feels really good. So I think like it's a good program. But I think if you want to make these kind of changes in your life, like don't try and make loads of changes all at once. So don't try and do, you know, Couch to 5K and change your diet and, I don't know, get a new job and tidy your house and, you know, everything that you'd want to do in your life. Like, you need to kind of moderate, I guess. Roadhog at the top.
Yep. I think that's really good advice, is not do everything at once, because plenty of people do everything at once and then they just quit. Whoop.
Yeah, well, this is the way I see it, is like, oh, I killed him. The way I see it is like, I didn't develop these bad habits all at once, so I'm not going to lose them all at once.
Good
like,
point.
you know, if you're struggling with, say, like, weight, you didn't gain all that weight in, like, you know, a month. You're not going to lose all of the weight in a month. Or, like, if you're trying to be more active, you know, I can't go from, you know, 0 to running a marathon. Like, people don't do that. People train to run marathons. So you may as well, put the work in, but, like, do small changes. And then, you know, once you've maybe started running a bit more, then you can maybe start to, like, look at your diet or look at, like, whatever it is else that you want to change. Like, it doesn't have to all be at once.
Yeah. I think it's a good advice.
So that's the thing I would think. And I think, like, a lot of people, you know, the hardest thing a lot of people have with it is just sticking with it. And time. Like, a lot of people will do the first run, for example, in Couch to 5K, and then, like, not do the next one. And then a lot of people are like, oh, I'm too busy, or, you know, X, Y, Z. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think a lot of people, like, I would say, you know, I feel like I'm a busy person, but I also spend a lot of time procrastinating.
Yeah. Magikarp Jump.
Exactly. Think of all the time you spent playing Magikarp Jump that could be put to better use. I guess it depends if you think your time spent playing Magikarp Jump was wasted.
Like,
I guess
de-stressing. You're like, if you're just really busy in your life and you want to de-stress, so games.
Yeah, but I think for me at least now, I feel like running is a de-stress. I know that's like a weird thing to say, but I actually feel like now when I run, I kind of clear my mind and, like, you zone out and you can kind of think about whatever. Yeah, and it definitely, like, I feel like now, basically, if I don't run for, like, 3 or 4 days, I start to get really cranky.
Oh, dear.
And I start to be, like, you know, grouchy.
Huh.
Basically, and so I found, for the most part, actually, running has helped me a lot.
Trying to remember right now chemically. I think you get endorphins from running. I know there's the runner's high.
Yeah, afterwards it's like... And sometimes I can't be bothered. But then
Ooh,
I feel like if I just put my running stuff on, and I'll be like, right, I want to sit and play video games, I'll sit and play video games in my running stuff. And then by the time I put my running stuff on, because that's like habit, the habit is when I put my running stuff on, I then go for a run. I'm then like, oh, well, I got my stuff on, I may as well go for a run, you know?
Okay. That was, like, just really good practice, and I think one thing to worry, I think anyone to worry about is just, I don't know, you kind of feel like crap when you don't do anything after a while. Like, you feel like you should be doing exercise or something.
Exactly, and it doesn't have to be running. Like, it could just be going for a walk, or I know some people like to ride their bike. And it's like, you know, baby steps.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way I see it. It doesn't have to be, you know, a huge amount of exercise. You don't have to do hours. Just even if it's like, you know, 20 minutes, half an hour a day, like, that's still better than nothing, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing I think people miss is, like, they think they have to make huge changes, when in fact you don't.
So okay, when it starts out, it is run a minute, walk 2 minutes, run a minute, walk 2 minutes. So it's interval training.
I think it's about that. Yeah, it's like basically you do intervals, and then like I say, when I say run, it's just a slow jog. Like the program says, you know, try and run at a pace where you can still have a conversation with someone, not, you know, a big in-depth conversation, but like more than you would expect.
Okay.
Oh, I thought I got that, but I didn't.
And I'm tired of that. Okay. Yeah, because,
There he is.
when I was in college, I did interval training, and yeah, that really improves you really good, because your body's getting shocked over and over.
Exactly, and I mean, like I say, this has taken me, 6-7 months to get to this stage, you know, it's not like an overnight thing, but it's just about being consistent, and I think if you want to make any change in your life, that's going to be the case, and at first it'll be hard, and it'll be rubbish, but, you know, these things get easier the more you do, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez. I'm getting shot at. A
We
lot.
need to group up.
Yeah, I'm not thinking right now. I'm just running through the thing. I think it's pretty good advice to just take it one step at a time, though nobody wants to take it one step at a time.
No, people want results. I think people are just kind of impatient.
Yeah, which is... If you want to take it gamer-wise, you gotta grind up at some point, people.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we're all spread out, and it hurts like hell. Ow.
Ah, killed Widow. Get wrecked.
Uh-oh, I'm dead.
Well, I'm on payload.
I'm messing around too much. Okay.
I'm on Mercy now. Come back here, Mercy. Oh, I was in his sights. Feels bad. Feels bad.
Ah, it's that ultimate. They have a lot of because they have vertical here, it's really annoying.
Yeah, that is true. Also, do you not think, I was kind of thinking about this, do you not think there's too many games coming out these days?
Oh, right, yeah. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of games. And just indie alone, there's a lot of games. Just holy crap. Because with us, we were constantly looking at games, like Killer Bits, you guys, and me, and Fred. Okay, everyone we know, everyone's covering a bunch of indie games, and sometimes AAA games. There's just so many of them. There's so many.
Yeah, I think like that's the awkward thing is like if you're constantly kind of having a look at what's coming out, whether it be indies or AAAs, it's just so many games are coming out.
Yeah.
Like so many games are coming out, and I just feel like we've gotten to the stage where, like, there's so many bad games coming out, and it's like you have to sift through like a mountain of bad games in order to find something that's good.
Yeah, just looking at Steam and just seeing like what looks like it might be a gem or not is just such a task now. There's so many games to look at. It's like, okay. And with the, what's it called? Steam's doing a new thing with $100 you can put your game online now. That's it. Is that it? That is it. And that's all you got to do. And I'm just like, that seems like that's not enough of a stop. The belief is that it will be.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't feel like enough of a requirement.
Like, Steam has said that they think it'll be enough because it's $100. You're not going to get troll people just flooding, but you'll still get people who have money flooding. And I don't know, there's going to be some pretty bad crap on there. I think it's going to be even worse. And that's because they just stopped wanting to curate, I guess. Like, their whole plan is an algorithm to figure it all out. And algorithms can always screw things up.
I know, it's a bit of a mess, the whole situation, to be honest.
I don't really know.
In terms of Steam and games, because if you look at upcoming, and it's like half of these games, like you have no idea what they are, and a lot of them are really poor quality, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, they don't look that great, and whoa, I'm not dead. And it's just very unfortunate, and oh, I'm gonna die again, or not yet. And yeah, it's just hard figuring out what is worthwhile and what is not worthwhile. Because sometimes just looking at it isn't enough. Like...
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can't really tell, and I think it's really hard because there's so many games to be very original, and I think that's also part of the problem.
Yeah. Like, just got a key from a company. It's just a guy. It's just a guy. And this game's called 50 Years. And it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. It's $5. It's meant to be just, you take a break and play it for half an hour. That's how fast the game is. And it's got a lot of variety to things you can do with it, and it's just a lot of fun. And... uh-oh. Okay. And... it's just fun, and it doesn't look like much. Like, at all. It's just, you click on these menu things, and that's really it. There's a little bit of art to it, but it's not really a lot going on. But it's really fun, because there's a lot of variety to it and things to do. And I enjoy it, and I recommend the heck out of it. That's why I made a video on it. And it just doesn't look like anything.
But the thing is, like, how much do you feel like you spend a lot more time trying to find good games, if that makes sense? Like, I feel like I spend so much more time like browsing, just trying to find something that I think will actually be good.
Oh god, yes.
That's worth your time, because the problem is a lot of people are also making games and just putting them out that like they haven't really spent much time on. Just be like, oh well, I'll make this game, and like a lot of people, I feel like they're releasing games that don't feel polished, and I understand like there's nothing wrong with making a bad game. It's just that I feel like everyone's trying to make games now, and then there's too many bad games that, as a content creator, it makes my job harder.
Yeah, probably looked at 10 games last week, and only 3 of them were worthwhile. And it's just, spending the time to look is really frustrating and everything. Because you get these keys from these guys, and you're like, well, alright. All I can do is my due diligence, which is give it a fair shake, and then go, yeah, this was not very good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but then you've also spent that time, on something that maybe, like, it feels it can sometimes feel like a waste of time. And it's just, I feel like it's so much harder now to find the good games amongst the games that maybe aren't that good. The really good games, the games that because that's what you have to do as content creators. You have to kind of stay ahead of the curve a bit. So you want to find those games that people are all going to be talking about in, a couple weeks. Like the PUBGs, for example. I know that's very popular.
Yeah, that was the big surprise for a lot of people, was that.
But the thing is, there's so many other games coming out that it then becomes harder to find these, which is, I think, frustrating as a content creator.
Oh, for sure. There's so many games, and likely once you find it, everyone else finds. I don't know. There's just so many, and
Yeah.
everyone's throwing keys at us these days, and we're getting a bunch of keys. Like, well, we got to try it out. But even just spending an hour on a number of these, just you're not spending time on other things, and partially just look at the damn draw on what you're looking at.
That is true. I think the other problem that gaming has is Kickstarter culture, basically. I think that's actually not been very good for gaming. So, for an example of this that came out this year is Yooka-Laylee, and
oh man,
I didn't back it. I don't really back things on Kickstarter, but that made over $2 million on Kickstarter, and me and Jagg, we were playing it for the Kilobits channel. We actually did a full Let's Play of it, and it says that it has co-op, and that was actually one of the Kickstarter stretch goals, because they want to incentivize people to keep funding the project after their initial kind of goal, basically. So they have these things called stretch goals, and one of them was co-op, for example. And the co-op is literally, you have a cursor, and you point to collectibles and press A and pick them up. Except that when your person controlling Yooka-Laylee moves, the cursor moves, so you can't really easily click on them, and you have to be within a certain range of the collectible in order to pick them up. So it's complete. It's just like, it's a complete waste. Like, it's worse than the multiplayer in Mario Galaxy,
which was just point.
Because at least in Mario Galaxy you could like shoot the collectibles at the bad guys and stun them a little bit. Like this, it's not even like 1.5 player. It's like 1.0001 player.
Wow, that's not so great. Okay, we're gonna pop out a second.
No, it's really disappointing.
Yeah.
And so then I think that they have this other problem that games are trying to do too much. And like I think with Yooka-Laylee it had a great premise, and like the core gameplay itself and the kind of way that you had to move around and whatnot was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately the game itself had just so many flaws. Like you couldn't skip forward the text, for example, very easily.
Oh god.
So then like it would slowly scroll across, but it scrolled at too slow a speed, so it scrolled slower than you read. So you get to the end of the sentence and it would be like, and today we're going to go to the store, or it's like a child was reading to you. And on top of that, every time a character speaks, they go like they all have their own little stupid noise, like kind of like Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
And it was so grating. And then they had these terrible like quiz sections that they just shoehorned into the game, where it was like, no, you've got to answer quiz questions about the game in order to like make it to the next section. And it's like, no,
wow,
nobody wants this. Oh, I'm so cross. And we did Let's Play, so we had to play through the entire game. I finished it. Like the final episode's going up today as of recording, and I'm just mad about it.
Wow.
Like and I think like actually like Kickstarter doesn't seem to be a good way to finance games. That's what I'm kind of taking away from this, because I think in order to make a decent amount of money, there's too many people have to add too many extra things that nobody wants.
Feature creep.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think the feature creep is a real problem with Kickstarter. And I think also a lot of people kickstart projects and then it doesn't meet their expectations due to just the nature of game development.
Yeah, Shenmue's going to happen at some point with all that feature creep. I wonder how that's going to go.
Yeah, I don't know. Like occasionally there are good games that come out of it, but I feel like there's more bad games that come out of it than good. And that's a shame.
One I'll say is Regalia of Monarchs and Men. That was a pretty good one that came out of Kickstarter. And they had some pretty modest feature creep. Not feature creep, but just stretch goals. One was voice acting. Voice acting really helps that game. The writing's okay, but...
Oh, good voice acting can, like, make a game.
Oh, yeah, really good voice acting. Me and Jinx played Black Desert Online last night. The most amazing content creator ever. Worst voice acting I've ever heard in a long time.
Oh.
And there's a lot of it, and it's really... it's just like, oh my god, no...
Yeah, but is it worse than...
Well, of course it's... Okay.
Like, do they actually say things?
Yeah, but it's very monotone. I'm like, give me some emotion. You just lost your brother, and you're just so bored. I see you didn't care about him at all, bro. Okay. Damn.
I wouldn't call him bro, then he wouldn't care about you either.
Now, here's the question I got, and I wish I could ask John as well. When you're just covering all these games and they send you the keys, or you request the keys and they give you the keys, and then you play it and you're like, no. Like, do you feel bad not wanting to cover them, or like, you feel like you should do something, or what? Like, for me, I don't know. Like, I worry about them getting mad at me. I don't know.
No, I think it depends how you receive a game key. I think if it's one that someone just sends you without any sort of discourse, like you have no obligation to do anything for their game. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't ask you to send me a key. You just chose to, and I might try out your game, and it might be great, and I might make a video on it. But in that situation, you have kind of no obligation.
Yeah.
But I also think if you receive a key for a game, you should give your honest opinion. And for example, like with Yooka-Laylee, it was bad, and we played through the whole game, but ultimately it was still bad. And we were, I'm completely comfortable saying if I think a game is bad. I think, like, you can always just do a first impressions or, like, a short kind of video. If it's a key that you've requested, for example,
yeah.
Then I think, if you're asking a content creator to send you a game, not a content creator, sorry, a developer, then at that point, there's a kind of obligation to make a video.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, it depends. I guess it depends on the size of the company and the kind of back and forth that you've had. But I think if you're requesting keys, the implication is you're asking a key because you have the intention to make a video. So I think when I request keys, I only request keys if I, even if the game is bad, if I'll make a video for it. But in terms of keys that you just get randomly in your inbox, because that does happen. Like, there's so many games out there, developers sometimes just send you keys being like, play my game, like they don't really have any kind of, would you like a key? It's just that here is the key. And in that situation, I feel like you don't have an obligation. So I can understand what you're saying. And I mean, I'm not going to say if a game is good if it's not good. But I can understand that if it's bad, should you make a video saying it's bad, or should you just not make a video?
Yeah. And
I would make the video. I would say a game is bad. I think, like, that's what people, that's what people are interested in, especially with indies. Especially with AAAs because they're more expensive, but just with games in general. Indies, because, the studios are often, like, they don't have a reputation, so then you don't have an idea. And with AAAs, because you're spending so much money, you want to know that it's, a worthwhile spend.
Yeah.
So that's just my kind of, 10 cents on it.
Yeah, because I've been wrestling with that. I'm like, what do I want to do? So what I've been doing is I at least stream me researching the games.
Yeah.
So there's still exposure happening.
Exactly. I think so long as you make some form of content, whether that be streams or YouTube videos, like, so long as that's kind of the way I see it is, like, it's not a official agreement, but, like, the unwritten rule is if you ask for a key, you should do some sort of content on it. Yeah. And even if that content is you playing it for an hour, whatever, and finding it bad, that's okay. Because at least you made coverage, and like, not every game is going to be good. This is the thing. And actually, I feel like at the moment more often games are bad than good, but not every game is going to be good. So you kind of have to like, figure it out. And like, if a game is good, I am more likely to make, more content on it. So, it's in the developer's interest to make good games, because then, people are going to want to make more content. That's just kind of how that works.
Yeah. So, like,
Roadhog is dead.
For my routine of it, I'm gonna get shot. My routine of it is research it and stream, so at least people have got their eyes on it. And if I'm bored of it, I'm bored of it, but at least I put some time into it. But it's really...
Exactly. Because the thing is, people can tell, like, if you're not enjoying a game, people can tell.
Yeah.
They have snipers up by the little Buddha.
Yeah,
so you're better just being genuine, and if a game's not for you, a game's not for you.
Oh, for sure. Like, I just streamed a lot of games last week. It's like, no, this isn't great. This isn't great. This isn't great. This isn't great.
That's fair, and like, because you can always do streams where you try out games, and like the whole point of the stream is to just check things out and see if anything is good, what's bad. That's fine. Like, people are still going to be interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I think we need like a Reinhardt or something with a shield.
Yeah, we need a lot of them. Let me get Reinhardt. Let's see here. Whoop. Just to stand there and give the team a moment to actually do something.
Oh, just to get through the door, really.
Problem is they have a turret, they have a sniper, they got a Roadhog to pull people out, so it's just...
Oh, this map is harder. We should probably group at any rate.
Yeah. Oh, Roadhog's behind me. Oh, I went to a bad decision. Wow, they have a teleporter.
They have a teleporter.
Oh, jeez.
Behind us.
Widowmaker
Widow got me.
We have a Hanzo.
I swear I always feel like I'm by the shield, and she always gets me. There's so many Widows. Have the Widows gotten better? Or is it just me?
I never see them in rank. They only play quick play. So, because of that...
that's what it is. My ult's ready.
They get harassed out of rank because people just want more consistent damage. a real good Widow can do work, but you're not going to see it that often at all. Which is very unfortunate, because Widow's cool, just very annoying at being bad.
So I think we need to wait for you to come in.
Yeah, I'm getting shot at.
But yeah, I think, like, the thing is with games, like, a lot of them get compared to, you know, other games, pre-existing games, and that's one of those things that kind of annoys me, like, when everyone compares games to, like, Overwatch, for example.
Yeah, I'm so tired of that.
You know, Hearthstone, it's the Hearthstone in card games. Everyone compares, like, you get so many people being like, oh, Gwent, but it's not Hearthstone. And, like, you know, comparing it, and it's like, oh, I found the teleporter.
It's like, Gwent, that's not Magic the Gathering, okay.
I died whilst trying to kill their teleporter. But, yeah, exactly. Like, and that's one of those things. I think it's hard for games to stand alone, but at the same time, like, I understand why people compare games. Like, you know, if you're playing a platformer,
you know, explain
Mario,
something.
for example, has always been the platformer, and then, you know, the 90s and all that were, well, the 80s and 90s were big platforming eras, and then with MMOs, there's always going to be the obvious Warcraft comparison. So I kind of understand why these exist.
Yeah. Well, Warcraft took the best out of everything and made their game, and that's why it gets compared. But, let's see, what is going to help Gwent is the fact that it isn't Hearthstone.
Yeah, Gwent is very, very different. I think that does help it.
There's just a point where you're just tired of the same damn thing, and that's what Hearthstone is. The Gwent is, it's not the same thing. So I feel like it's probably worthwhile.
Yeah, exactly. That's so Gwent is something that I'm very, very involved in at the moment, and I think it rocks. Well, I think it rocks, but also I feel like it's different enough. Like, it doesn't have this situation where you're putting units on the board and you're killing each other's. Well, you can kill each other's units, but you don't have like a leader. It's not a situation where, you know, you're gaining mana every turn. A lot of games these days, it's like each round kind of ramps up with mana. That's not how it is. With Gwent, you start with a handful of cards. And the interesting thing is you've got to win 2 out of 3 rounds, but you don't draw that many cards. At the end of round 1, you'll draw 2 cards, and at the end of round 3, you draw 1 card. So it's much more kind of tactical in terms of card advantage and making sure you have the right cards to make the plays that you want to make, and those kind of things. So it's interesting in that respect, I think, that, like, it's a lot of people think, like, it's more like poker, for example, and because it's, you know, based on The Witcher, that's made it popular. So it's gained a lot of popularity just because Witcher was popular and people, like, know of Gwent from there. And we've just had open beta, for example, and I think the game's grown a lot. I've seen a lot of growth on my Gwent YouTube channel, because I did a lot of beginner content, so I figured, like, you know, for open beta, we'd do a lot of beginner content. Did that, and yeah, it's been fantastic. And, you know, you do have that comparison, like, oh, about Hearthstone, but the thing is, like, I actually think this is going to be, you know, the Hearthstone competitor. And I know people have probably said that about other card games, but I think, like, Gwent does have the momentum. For example, they had a tournament recently, just there during closed beta, and they invited, like, 4 kind of known players from the community in terms of, like, you know, card gaming. So, like, Trump, I think Life Coach was there.
Wow.
A guy called Noxious. And then they also had a kind of open bracket that anyone could sign up to enter to unlock, or not unlock, gain access to the tournament. And then it was held in Poland at ESL and had a $100,000 prize pool that was just put up by CD Projekt Red. So, like, you can really tell that they're passionate about it and they're really working and investing time and effort into the development of the game and development of the game as an esport. And, you know, the game itself is really growing. I think there's, like, they're getting more players. The subreddit feels like it's growing. Like, everything feels, you know, pretty good.
That's good. Like, I've been wanting to check out open beta because I played it in closed, I enjoyed it in closed, but there was just other things to do. But I am getting tired of Hearthstone. So I was like, maybe check out Gwent again and look at it. Because you have a bluffing aspect to it, you kind of have a little bit in Hearthstone in a way, if the person actually knows what cards you have. Like, in pros, you can definitely be a bit of a bluffer, but there's a lot of bluffing to Gwent, and it's really fun, and there's just some combinations that can be really cool.
Yeah, there's definitely some cool card synergies in each faction, because obviously you have factions in the same way as you have, like, Hunter and all that. You have, you know, Skellige and Northern Realms and Nilfgaard and Monsters and Scoia'tael, actually, that's the 5 of them. So you have your factions and that, and they're all, you know, really well fleshed out, and they all have their own kind of themes, which is really cool. And within each faction, the archetypes, there's multiple archetypes for each faction, and it doesn't feel like at the moment there's one deck or one faction that stomps all others. Like, you know, people complain about the meta, but they complain about multiple decks within the meta. So ultimately, I feel like it's in a good place. And yeah, I recommend you play Gwent. I mean, I feel like I make lots of Gwent videos, so, you know, I would. But
Yeah.
I like it. I really, really like it. And everyone who I've kind of introduced it to has liked it. And I'm really happy about open beta because a lot of my friends are like, oh, Gwent, man, I've been playing that because it's just come into open beta. And it's like, because it's been advertised more. And that's really good. I'm like, I've been telling you this for such a long time. Like, oh.
My biggest worry is just how complicated it is. A little bit, like, it's getting into it, I think. It's a bit complicated.
Yeah, I think you have that problem with any game, though. There's always going to be a little, kind of a learning curve, but I don't think Gwent's is too bad. And I know, like, for me, I kind of focused on making beginner content to try and, you know, make that curve a bit easier, basically.
Yeah.
And try and make things such that, you know, it wasn't that difficult. Come here, you. There you go.
Thank you.
But yeah, so trying to explain things, and I get loads of comments on my YouTube videos, you being like, you know, you've made this, you've really cleared things up for me. I really appreciate, you know, the content that you make. With open beta, because that's what I kind of knew that was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think once you get past that initial curve, like, there's a lot of fun to be had. And, like, yes, there's a lot to learn, but, like, I think that's just the situation with card games, is there's always going to be quite a bit to learn. Like, you've always got to... What are you doing over there?
Getting shot at.
You've always got to get past that of, like, learning the cards and figuring out what different things do and that sort of thing. And until you get past that point, you know, you're going to be having a hard time.
Yeah.
Back into the fray.
Like, the thing about card games, it's always been about knowledge and knowing what could be hitting you and what to do about it, if you can.
Exactly, and, like, also, a large part of it is just, like, recognizing what kind of deck your opponent is playing, because as soon as you can recognize decks, you can you have a much better, like, chance of predicting what they're doing, whereas if you have no idea what the cards are, of course you're going to have a harder time, because, you know, people are going to be able to play cards that you just don't expect, and so you won't hold on to, say, the counters of them, or you won't put them in your deck.
Yeah.
So that's just something to be aware of. Roadhog, not Roadhog, Jerkrat's in here.
Yeah, I found weather cards, anti-weather cards, to be extremely important in that game.
Yeah, I mean, they've changed weather recently, actually, which is really cool. So weather, it would reduce the strength of all units that weren't immune on a row down to 1.
Yeah.
Now it, like, does damage over time, basically, to the row.
What?
So it's a little bit less swing. It has less of a swing effect. And what it means is that because it has less of a swing effect, it's like if you leave it for a couple rounds, it's not the end of the world. And it means that it's much easier for them to balance weather, because previously, you know, if either weather was OP because you could just cripple the entire row, or weather removal was OP because when you removed the weather, it would then uncripple the entire row, basically.
Yeah. Because I like doing, what is it? I can't remember what they're called right now. When I did Monster Deck, and I would do the ones that come out in the fog. I can't remember what they're called right now.
Foglets.
Yeah, foglets. So I would just load up on foglets. But if they get rid of the weather, I'm done. I'm done. Because that was my entire plan.
Yeah, because when fog gets removed, then the foglets would get removed. So that was like a big swing. And foglets still exist in the game, fog still exists in the game, and they still get removed if they remove fog. But it's just a little bit different, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's I would say pretty balanced. I need to get away from this.
Okay.
I do have my ult though.
Okay. I got mine. I haven't used it yet. I haven't needed to. Okay, now I do. Justice is raining. Oh, well, Mercy just undid justice, so what's wrong with her? Okay.
Oh man, this is what you get. Oh, top left, there's a Winston.
Oh dear.
He's coming towards the point.
I forgot. Kill Mercy first. Kill Mercy first. Oh, teleported.
You're out of practice. There's Winston over on the back. Here, over here.
Okay. Oh, here he comes. Getting shot at.
He's got Mercy on him.
Mercy
I actually just realized I haven't been damage boosting this entire game. I'm dead.
Oh,
you can tell I'm out of
somewhere.
practice. I've just been healing the entire game and forgot that there was a damage boost I could do.
Oh yeah, it's a thing you can do, yeah.
I've only died once, so I feel like it's gone okay.
Oh wow, good job.
Oh, teleporter's still up.
So let's see here. Yeah, Gwent, I want to get back in that. I should look at your videos for it. Beginner guides are always so very helpful. Oh, they had a teleporter.
Yeah, definitely. I think beginner guides are the thing that for me it made sense to focus on in going into open beta, because I knew a lot of beginners were coming in, and I knew the other content creators, they've been very focused on, like, you know, finding new decks and figuring out what the meta is and, like, kind of making content for existing players. But I was like, well, I may as well make sure that there's content for new players, because when I was a new player, I did find Gwent quite, like, challenging at first.
Yeah.
And like, I'm glad I stuck with it, but I kind of tried to make the content that, you know, people want, basically, or that I would have wanted.
Yeah, that's the best way to go about it when you're making guides, is what would you find useful, because then someone else is going to find it useful too.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's one of the things, if you make guides, you just have to generally think about. It's like, what would I want? I mean, the other thing I get loads of comments for is, like, I get bored waiting for my opponent to play their cards, and I'll sit there and I'll be like, oh man, I wish my opponent would show me what he's got. And then obviously that's like a Rick and Morty quote, so then I'm just like, show me what you got. Like, that happens in more than one YouTube video, and I never even used my ult.
Nice.
I need to kind of try and train myself not to do that, because I do it all the time now. And like when I'm streaming, I'll be like sitting there just like, show me what you got.
Oh my god.
I'm not, you know, a giant head from outer space, so can't really do that.
Are you sure? Are you certain of this?
I'm pretty certain.
Okay.
I'm pretty certain.
I don't know. I'm asking. You definitely check out Gwent again. I'm gonna vote you. There you go.
I voted for myself. I'm one of those people. Like, one of those people. I don't know. I only died once. I feel like I actually had a pretty good game there. And I think I got a loot box. Oh, you know when it like slows down as it gets towards the end, and I'm just like, am I gonna level up? I got one.
I've been 1 XP short.
Have you? Oh,
that's happened. I'm like, you got it. Like, I feel like there should be like, you 1 XP short. Okay, you get 2 levels. Just come on.
Yeah.
It hurts so much.
Hard to bear.
I don't think, we covered quite a few things to talk about. And just, you can touch back on just time wasting and everything. Is, I don't know, there's got to be some way to just, because there's load times, there's so many things where there's points where you're just sitting and waiting where you could try to do something. I don't know.
Yeah, I find that as well, though. Like, I often have to wait for renders for YouTube and stuff. And I've kind of realized that a render is long enough for me to do a short run. And, like, but part of me is like, what, do I really want to? Like, I could sit, I could crochet, I could watch one more episode of, like, Netflix. But, like, I know that I should, but I haven't gotten kind of around to it yet. Aren't you crocheting?
Yeah.
It's not something that you've started. You're making a scarf, a LostScarf.
Yes, I've made about 9 scarves by now, I think. Like, okay.
Is that all you make? You know how to make other things?
Well, I'm scarves, so I'm gonna make scarves. That's what's gonna happen.
That's what you do, but you could make plushies.
Is my god, that is some complex stuff right there.
Nah, plushies are easy. When I was trying to woo Jaggerman, we played. I'm gonna use this is why I actually know how to crochet. When I was trying to woo Jaggerman, we played Little Big Planet together, and it was his birthday coming up, and I was like, oh, I want to try and make him a sack boy. And I was like, well, if you're going to make a sack boy, you may as well, like, knit it or crochet it. And I found a pattern that was, like, a crochet pattern for it. So I was like, well, you know, I may as well try this. And honestly, don't start with a plushie. 100% don't start with a plushie. That is bad advice. Like, oh, I'm going to make a plushie as the first thing you make. No, make a scarf. Scarf is right. Make a scarf. But at the same time,
well, I'm out of practice. Holy crap, I can't shoot for anything.
At the same time, it's the reason I learned to crochet was to try and woo Jagg. I mean, we've been together 4 years, so clearly it worked. But
hear that, ladies?
It basically, what I would say is crocheting. Once you try and get the figure out exactly what's going on with the plushies, they're actually really easy to make because you just work in like a spiral and they build up. And I have a little sack boy. He's real cute. You can make a Kirby. Think of the possibilities, scarf.
Good. But I make scarves for the viewers and stuff.
No, you can make a Kirby, and then you could make him a scarf.
Oh dear God! Wow, that'd be something.
That would just be like meta, to be honest.
I suppose that's true.
But yeah, definitely. I think that's where you're gonna go. There's a Winston over here.
Spent too much time trying to get a shot. Got shot.
Oh, Hanzo, you cheeky bum face. That was me trying, like, not to swear. Bum face.
Sure it is.
I was just taking on Winston, and then Hanzo came and
he was being
brought a
Hanzo.
knife to a gunfight. No, a gun to a knife fight. Bringing a knife to a gunfight. I don't think that would end well, you know.
There, shot him. Fortunately, I'm not
I
at the
can
point.
ult, but we should probably group.
Ah, crap. They don't like me.
Right, I can ult it. Let's get on the point.
Yeah, I'll make like 2 hours of content and then I'll go to the gym while that's all rendering up.
Yep.
That's what I try to do. But the problem is if I don't get 2 hours of content, I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym yet. I gotta make more content first.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I think people do. You have to kind of figure out what you're trying to prioritize. And I think the hardest thing is if you work and do YouTube and try to work out. That's where like it's a lot because you've got obviously your job and then you've got YouTube and that, which obviously also has a commitment because the only way you can really grow is if you have continuity. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, sorry, consistency, not continuity. Like you have to be consistent in order to kind of grow on YouTube, I think. And I think a lot of people. You know, that's honestly where a lot of people fail, is that they're just not consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things I think you do need.
Yeah, gotta be consistent.
And then if you also want to work out, that's, like I said, with me, the thing with running was you had to be consistent. And again, I think people have that problem.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did I just block her? No, I didn't. I'm kind of in it.
Oh, crap, I'm in it too.
Oh, I sort of blocked it. It didn't do nearly as well as she thought it was going to. Oh, she's dead. She is dead.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that's, I think, you know, the situation where you have trouble. But then, if you have good time management, I definitely think you can fit these things in.
There's the problem, time management.
Where is our healer?
We have one?
There we go.
Oh, we do.
We're good. Yeah.
Ow.
I need to beat someone up.
That's always a good sign. Oh, there goes the teleporter. Apparently. Come on, there we go. Oh, they have a diva. Yeah, that's gonna get destroyed. They also have a dead Lucio.
And a dead May.
What was potentially the greatest thing any of us can do is get better at time management.
Yeah, I think that is true. I think like that's the biggest problem people have. Honestly, is just managing their time. Get off my wall.
Because I know I waste time here and there, and I could do better, for sure.
Yeah, I think that is the case. Like even people who say they have no time to do things, I think very few people actually have no time.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound like, you know, I'm like trying to beat people up and like, you know, you must do it. You know, you must work out and do that. Oh my god, I just sprayed my I sprayed like my little May on top of the Zenny, and it looked really funny because it was like standing around his head.
Because there are some people who have no time. Those people do exist.
Yeah, like, you know, world leaders probably have no time. You know, I can allow it. But then they're never usually, like, particularly out of shape.
Depends on the world leader.
Yeah, that is true. It does depend on the world. They're all also...
Not everyone's Trudeau. Not everyone's Trudeau.
Oh, his PR team is amazing. Like, his PR team just does so well. Like, I keep seeing on social media, like, Trudeau did this, Trudeau, like, I don't know, canoed up to someone and took a selfie. Trudeau, I don't know, saved 80 puppies from a house fire single-handedly and then took a selfie. It's always selfies. Like, I don't know, Trudeau casually ran past, I don't know, something that needed saving, and like, his PR team is so good.
Mm-hmm. Like, he's just a nice guy. Yeah. Yep. Trudeau's just got a great team. I remember when he was when the election first happened, he's like, oh, Trudeau's big plus is he knows how to fake falling down stairs. What? Like,
did he, like, pretend to fall downstairs? Is that what someone said?
One of his party things, like, it's himself talking about it, is he knows how to act like he's falling downstairs, like fake falling downstairs.
Okay.
As, like, a party trick. Like,
oh, yeah, I get
and people like, look at this young guy trying to be a politician. What the hell?
This young guy falling downstairs.
And it's just a funny thing. It's like, I know how to fall downstairs on purpose as a joke. It's like, okay, that's weird.
I mean, I know how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
And then he got elected. Then he gets elected and people are like, oh, but now we gotta take it seriously. And he's been a treasure for everyone. A treasure.
He's Canada's national treasure. I mean, he's made Canada, like, topical.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty good. We need to actually get people on the point.
Like, there are people who are mad, like, can we stop sexualizing this guy? Can we stop? It's like, no one's gonna stop. No one's gonna stop.
Have you met Tumblr?
Oh, God.
I'm sure, like, they're all over.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
But, I mean,
Politics have always had their tabloids, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I think politics is like a weird one. Like, I don't know.
Like, it's not taken as seriously as it should be, and sometimes it's taken way too seriously.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's one of the things like I don't typically. It's not something I typically talk about, you know, in terms of YouTube content and that, because you're always gonna piss someone off.
Yeah.
Although, speaking of pissing people off on YouTube, did I tell you that we did a video on this game called Genital Jousting? I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, I stayed the hell away from that one.
Well, okay, we played it, and basically the objective of the game is you're like penises and you're trying to penetrate them.
Yes.
But at one point, like, all of the penises, like, your characters have random names. And we were playing, and one of the penises, the people that joined the game, their name was, like, Jesus, but, like, Jesus. But, like, you know, with the accent, so Jesus. And we were like, oh my god, Jesus. And, like, it was a penis, and, like, you know, it was kind of weird. And then we got this comment being like, oh, you wouldn't make jokes about Allah like that, so why why would you make them about Jesus? And then it was like, you know, it's neither like appropriate or, you know, responsible or something like respectable. And I was like, you're watching a video about penises, like literally you're watching a video about penises penetrating one another. Like, you know, if you wanted highbrow political content, this is definitely not the place to be. So yeah, that's like the only really kind of political experience I've really had on YouTube in terms of my YouTube content and gaming, because it was just like, oh my god, YouTube comments sometimes
they're really bad. They're really bad.
They are, and I'm just like, you're literally watching penises penetrate each other, and you're acting like this is somehow meant to be highbrow content. Yeah,
like that was the point where you make the Allah penis and have Jesus penetrate it. That's when you do that. That's exactly when you do it.
The appropriate YouTube situation to do that.
Because this is
and then do it the other way around too, just to you know, keep everybody
You're
happy.
Like, this is the one time Jesus didn't get penetrated by a spear. There you go, people. I actually know the Bible. There you go. Okay, punch Hanzo.
Dear.
One more punch to kill Hanzo.
But yeah, Trudeau is a babe. That is the my concluding statement on this LostScarf and Friends podcast. Trudeau is in fact a babe.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Oh no. You're dead. I should probably freeze because I have no health.
Oh no. Oh, we got a chance and they have a chance. Doing alright. Like, it's too tempting to take people down in the comments always. It's just too tempting to just be snarky.
Yeah, that is true.
And the problem is, too much snark is a problem as well.
I think the problem is if you're snarky in your comments, then it breeds snark.
Snark, yeah. So I just only do positivity, but if I'm in Fraz's videos, I am snarky as fuck. It's not my video.
Apparently you're also Australian as...
Yeah. Apparently. Because when people are just talking about how bad I am or how bad Fraz is, I just spit fire at people because it's not my comment section.
That is true. I don't really get why people come on YouTube videos though to tell people that they're bad at a game. Like, especially as I feel like, you know, in general, if the person's not trying to present themselves as like a pro, or it's not, you know, some kind of informative guide where they've got everything wrong, it doesn't inherently matter.
Yeah, it's like, we're not perfect. Like, there are people like, these guys aren't architects, so they're terrible. It's like, yeah, we're not architects. Why are you expecting an architect to be playing forts? They're making buildings, literal buildings, guys.
Yeah, that is in fact what architects do. They make literal buildings.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the last round.
Oh, someone in our chat said I was making good plays. Yeah. I actually had a really good May game. I forgot how much fun May is.
She's such a beast in Arena.
Definitely. Like, she's really good at holding points.
She is. So that'll be the last one so we can wrap up, but...
Yeah, well, do you have any closing comments, closing statements, anything else that we've missed?
That's what I'm trying to think of, because the thing is, the more you talk, the more things you find to talk about.
That is the problem with podcasts.
Yeah, because we just got here with comments and everything, and comments can be amazing. And one problem is the commenters who are purposely just very mean towards the person who's making the content, and they're in every video. And it's like, what the hell is going on here?
I think it depends on the kind of content, like the kind of comments that you curate, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with my Gwent channel, like I spend a lot of time kind of like I try and make a lot of effort to reply to comments and be kind of interactive there, because I feel like YouTube, it's really hard to be interactive with your audience in comparison to Twitch. And I feel like because there my comments are not really memey. They're not really, typical YouTube comments. I don't actually get a lot of people doing that first spam either. And so they're typically quite like, they're kind of higher brow, I would say.
Yeah.
Like I get a lot of people asking my opinion on different things in terms of like new players who want tips or like don't quite understand something. And I do my best to kind of help them. So I think because I've kind of done that, a lot of the comments are generally very positive. So then I think if someone did come to the comments and just started writing nasty things, like they would just get shut down by other commenters being like, dude, like sort your life out.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if you don't curate your comments and you let them be very kind of memeful, then it kind of, encourages more kind of silly comments. But then I feel like maybe the reason my comments are good at the moment is because the YouTube channel's not that big. My Gwent YouTube channel, we just hit 3,000 subscribers, which is really cool. But 3,000 is not that much in the grand scheme of YouTube. So
True.
There's not as many commenters. So maybe that's why there's fewer people being dicks. I don't know.
It's a hard thing to do. It's to cultivate and all that stuff. It really part of it is good comments should get good replies.
Yeah.
Like if they're actually saying things with substance. The problem is if you never get comments that have any substance to them. They're like, great video. And all you can say is, well, thank you. And that's all you can really say. You can't really extend it unless you want to say what made it great, but then you're putting them on the spot.
Yeah, that's true. I think like if people ask questions or it kind of feels natural for me to reply, I will. But a lot of the time, if it's just, you're doing a good job, like you can only really like give it that like little content creator heart, like love it and move on.
Yeah.
I think what helps sometimes is I often try and ask a question in a video because then that maybe gets discussion flowing. We should ask the audience a question. Quick, think of a question.
Should Jagg be on another episode? No? Okay.
Who?
Jagg. You.
I thought you said Jelly. I was like, who's Jelly? I want to meet Jelly. This person sounds great.
Do I actually have an Australian accent all of a sudden? Because
clearly you're Australian. Also, I'm sitting on a loading screen. I don't know about you.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what's going on here. So
you broke it.
Well, I guess that's fine since we're closing out.
Yeah, we're closing out. I'm going to open my loot box. I'm very excited.
A question for
the audience.
A question for the audience. It really would be on the thoughts on any of the topics. Like, what is the due diligence for a content creator if they requested and accepted the key? That's an interesting one to talk about.
That's a good question. Do you feel like changing your life is difficult?
That's a good one as well.
And why not?
Honestly, taking one step at a time isn't, like, if you honestly take one step at a time, I think you can do a lot of growth with it.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can do that in all of the things you do. And that comes to, like, if you're a content creator and improving your own, like, YouTube content, like, one step at a time. So maybe try and work on making better thumbnails. And then once you've done that, maybe work on, improving your tags and then improving your descriptions, maybe your audio quality. But, like, don't try and, make everything great amazingly because you're going to have a really hard time because it's going to be a lot of changes to your, natural schedule. But you can improve, YouTube content and Twitch content in the same way as like improving, say, health or diet or all those other things that people want to change. Do you think there's too many bad games? That's another good question.
Oh, that has always existed, though. There's always been too many damn bad games. And honestly, I think the better question that is, I don't think that's, I think just shut down your question on accident, but I think there's a deeper question to ask, and that is just a better way to find the good games in there. Cause,
yeah, how do you find good games? That is a good question. Yeah, how do I find good games? Because I don't want to play ukulele again, you guys. That was not fun. Like, it was not a good experience for me.
That's the hard question to ask is when do you just not do an LP? Or you just stop in the middle and you're like, you know what? This actually isn't a good LP. I guess...
Yeah, that's a hard one because I feel like ending an LP, you then can end up with a reputation for like someone who never finishes their Let's Plays. But at the same time...
Yeah,
if you're not enjoying it, people know.
That's also true. It's like, well, what do you do with it? Do you change what it is? Do you go like, okay, we now commence just talking about whatever while playing this game? Or we now commence just nitpicking the hell out of this game, or what?
Yeah, I think with ukulele it was okay because like me and Jaggerman, we did it as a co-op. So I had him, so I could just kind of talk to him and we could both kind of like, judge each other's play whilst also judging the game. And that works out. But I think like if you're a solo Let's Play, it's much more difficult.
I think co-op in general is just a lot easier because you have someone to bounce off.
That's the real reason I'm here, guys. We've heard it from the horse's mouth. because Scarf didn't want to make an hour-long podcast of himself talking about things and playing Overwatch.
Oh, I could.
Because he'd inevitably get sidetracked by Overwatch. Like, I know how these things work.
Oh, dear. I have now discovered Overwatch. I can still play it okay, but I really am out of practice with it. And at the same time, it's just not my jam now.
I play it as a filthy casual. I play it from time to time with friends, like in this kind of situation, and that's how I enjoy it. Like I'm not playing it every day. I'm not.
That's the way to do it.
Trying to be better at each character or anything. For me, it's just like a fun game with friends, like you.
Yeah, it was fun to improve at it before, but I'm over that now. There's too many other things to do.
Like play Gwent.
Yeah, I gotta go check out Gwent and do that and look at your stuff so I get a better idea. Because really, I just focused on monsters and tried to figure out monsters. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna, what's it called? Be lazy and only do Foglet and do nothing
I
else.
think monsters are a good beginner starting place. A lot of people start with monsters in Gwent, and I actually have beginner guides for all of the factions, so you can pick whichever one you like, and I got you covered.
Yeah, because Spies was so weird to me. Like, I did not understand Spies. I'm like, wait a sec, what? They get my cards? Why did they get my cards?
Yeah, Spies are... I think Nilfgaard, especially, because they have a lot of Spies, are the hardest one to kind of get started with. I would recommend Scoia'tael or Monsters. Northern Realms isn't in a very good place at the moment, but they're just getting buffed. They're getting buffed in the next patch.
Yeah, because
fun Gwent facts.
Each faction really has a specific thing they're kind of really good at. I know Niflgaard's all about that Spies, is my understanding.
Niflgaard. If I said Niflgaard in a video, I would get crucified in the comments. Oh, one of my favorite things to do. I'm just going to tell you this real quick. It's Nilfgaard, but one of my favorite things of Nilf, N-I-L-F, L-F, not F-L. One of my favorite things to do is to refer to Geralt from The Witcher as Gerald. Just, when I'm doing the video, I'm like, and now I'm going to play, oh my god, all the fanboys and fangirls, like, I always bait someone out in the comments, and then they'll be like, when you say Gerald, I die inside. Or someone will be like, oh, it's Geralt. And I'll be like, yeah, I know, it's Geralt of Riviera. It's actually Geralt of Rivia. But I'm like, oh yeah, I know, it's Geralt of Riviera. And then every time someone gets really salty.
Oh my god, we have Geraldo in this game. Holy crap.
And then like right at the end of the video, I'll be like, by the way, I do know that it's Geralt. I just said that earlier to annoy you. And then I'll get a comment being like, oh man, you got me.
Oh, even better would be like, I don't know why you guys keep mispronouncing his name Geralt. That's not correct at all, guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, Geralt.
Just trolled him even harder.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's all good. Anything else?
I think that's it. Like, is there a campaign in open beta yet, or is that going to be for full release?
They have challenges. So basically you have different leaders. So you have a faction and then you have a leader. And that's like the basis of your deck. And then you have your cards in your deck. And in order to unlock the different leaders, they have a single player set of challenges. And so you can unlock all the leaders without buying kegs or finding them. Kegs are like packs. So without finding them in packs, you can that's how you get the leaders. So they've got a bunch of challenges and they're not too bad. The AI is like questionable. They're not too bad except for the one against Dagon, which is the monster weather leader, which is insanely difficult. Like all of them are easy, and then that one's just like it makes you want to kill yourself.
Oh.
But apparently in the next patch they're improving the AI so that the challenges are not as dumb. Like the AI is not as dumb. And they have said that you should be able to clear all of the challenges with just the starter decks, so without any extra cards. It's just going to take you a little bit of time to kind of learn.
Oh, that's nice.
What it is, what strategy it is that the AI is using, so that you can then kind of play around what they're trying to do.
Okay. Oh, well, one question for Gwent then, because Hearthstone you can earn cards just from leveling. Is there anything like that, or is it only the kegs?
Yeah. Well, so basically the way it works is the game you have to win 2 out of 3 rounds in a match. So if it's you versus me, we have 3 rounds. If I win the first one, you win the second one. Whoever wins the third one is the winner. But you could lose a game and still win 1 round. And the way you can unlock ore, which is the currency you can also use to buy kegs, is by winning rounds. So you don't actually have to win games. So it's not like, daily quests in Hearthstone where you maybe have to win with a character. And you don't have to win with a specific faction either. You just have to win rounds, and that's it.
Nice.
So you can play whichever faction you like. And, if you're struggling, so long as you win 1 round, you still make progress. And if you can win 6 rounds in a day, so that's like either win 3 games or lose 6 games but get 1 round, you get enough ore to get a pack. And then there's milestones beyond that. So I think, like, for example, I want to say 18 games, you get another bunch of ore, and in between you'll be getting crafting rewards too, whether that's ore, which lets you buy packs, scrap, which lets you craft cards like dust basically, or this thing called meteorite powder, which is what you can use to make premium cards. And
wow,
Gwent has, in my opinion, the best premium cards out of any online card game I've ever played. They're basically like animated, and they're just really cool. You have to see them to like appreciate them, but that's one of my favorite things about Gwent.
I'm really curious about balance at the end of it, because you played a lot of Hearthstone, right?
I've played no Hearthstone.
Oh, really?
I'm like the complete opposite.
God, wow.
I've not really played Hearthstone.
I really wonder about balance, because at the end of the day, legendaries ruin Hearthstone for me. And I'm wondering about if there's any like 1 card or something, or maybe a couple card combination that just ruins Gwent for people. It might be too early though.
I think there are cards that are frustrating to play against. Like I think everyone has their cards that they are frustrated to play against, but none of the cards I think have no counters. There's no card where you see it and it's like, oh, that's the end of the game. And the way it works with their legendaries is each deck you have can have up to 4 gold cards, and gold cards are legendary cards. So the cards, there's basically a gold card is a card with a gold border, and you can have 4 gold, 6 silver, and then the rest are bronze. And you can have up to 3 copies of any one bronze card, but 1 of a gold or silver. And you start with 4 gold, like the starter card set already has 4 legendaries in it, and 6 epics, which are the silver cards. So at that point, you're just trading them in and out. So, you're not really at a huge disadvantage when you get started, because, you still have the 4 legendaries. They're just the starter legendaries rather than the other ones that you can get. And I don't think that there's any kind of one card that is crippling the game.
Okay.
And I also feel like CD Projekt Red do a really good job of balancing. Like, we've been in open beta for maybe like 2 weeks, and they've already announced some balance changes. And they've been really, I think, like, they haven't been heavy-handed with it. They haven't like swung a sledgehammer at the maybe the top meta decks. They've kind of, negatively adjusted their point values slightly to see, how that'll affect the game. Without nerfing them into the ground, which I think is like a good way to approach these things.
Yeah, every point matters in this game.
And yeah, overall, I'm really impressed.
Well, that's good. Looking forward with that. All right, I might just check it out today. Then maybe stream that. Why not? Would be fun to look at it again. Like
I love me some Gwent.
It's such an intense game, even though there's not a lot going on. It's such an intense game. It's like any step could be what decides that game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like thing to be aware of is like, yes, you're going to misplay, but everyone misplays. Like I misplay. I've done it on on YouTube videos. I've done it on stream. Even someone who's been playing the game for months, you're still going to make mistakes. And it's so long as you identify your mistakes and learn from them, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
And so like that's what I say. I'm like, if you're new to it, just think like, what is it in this game that messed me over or like ruined my strategy? What is it that I should take away from this, and then go and maybe adjust your decks accordingly or adjust your playstyle accordingly. And I think that's the way that you get good at card games.
Yeah. Okay, we could just keep talking about Gwent, I guess, but I'm really just curious about strategy and stuff. But we can always talk about Gwent again in the future, because we'll do another team up. Definitely want to look at Gwent, because would like another strategy card game, and Gwent is looking like the thing to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also once you've kind of played it a little bit more and you're a bit more familiar with it, it'll be easier for us to discuss it.
Yeah. So let's wrap up already, because this is what content creators do. They can just keep going with each other all day. We'll cut it off there for now, and we'll team up with Jagg again in the future, talk about whatever we want to talk about then. But we had a lot of interesting stuff to talk about for sure already, like with the indies and with Gwent and with 10K and just getting motivated and doing things and time management, that's the word, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been a good chat.
So that right there has been Scarf and Friend Adventures, basically a podcast. I had fun talking. Hope you had fun watching and listening. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Let's come by and see you next time, everybody.
Yay! Thanks for watching.
Still on this load screen. What the hell?
Oh, I quit.